As people seek refuge at the border, migrant women are being stuck with restrictive abortion bans after being sexually assaulted. You see, many of the women who are seeking asylum are actually being raped by the cartels in Mexican towns near the border. This is a documented fact. These border towns, as people are seeking refuge, are attempting to get into the United States, sexual violence is rampant. Um, and so many of these women are entering Texas and they are confronted by not just the trauma of leaving the country, not just the violence of escape, not just the extraordinary violence and trauma of being sexually assaulted, but then many are finding out that if they are pregnant by their rapists, they're now forced to confront some of the most restrictive abortion laws in the country. The organization Doctors Without Borders, you may have heard of it. Doctors Without Borders saw a 70% increase in consultations for sexual violence in the towns of Reynosa and Matamoros during the last 3 months of 2023 in comparison to the previous 3 months. And even in 2024, the same area recorded nearly 70 cases of sexual violence against migrants in just January and February. So again, as we talk about what's happening at the border, there's the violence of separating families, there's the violence of killing people, there's the violence that happens on both sides of the border when people pay people to help smuggle them in. There are all the dangers that people undergo or confront in order to get into this country. But then there's also the fact that they are being sexually assaulted as they enter the country, and then they are forced to wrestle with abortion bans that make it impossible for them oftentimes to have abortions. And instead, these women are being forced to carry the babies of their rapists. So now they're in a country alone sometimes, often alone, and now they're pregnant and they're being surveilled and criticized and shamed and criminalized by the government that they've just entered into. And then on top of that, they got a baby to deal with. Now, there's all kinds of reasons why we should not have restrictive abortion laws, right? People should have a right to make their own reproductive choices. And that is its own answer, y punto, right? Like, and that's that. But at the same time, even for the so-called right wingers who are taking this as a moral issue, if you're worried about people coming in here and being an economic burden, what does it mean to double the number of people who are coming into the country when these women are sexually assaulted and impregnated by their rapists? What kind of conditions are you creating? Not just for these people, but for the country. Even if you don't care about immigration, even if you don't give a damn about Mexican women, even if you don't give a damn about human beings, and some of y'all act like that, look at it through economic terms. Use your neoliberal, neocon economic logics to say, look, this can't work. But most fundamentally, I hope that the bulk of us are looking at this as a humanitarian issue, and we're genuinely troubled by what we're seeing and by what people are saying.